Ms. Thompson, a commissioned notary public in New York, recently moved to a new address and also changed her email address. She continued performing notarial acts without immediately informing the Secretary of State. According to Section 182.3, subsection A, subsection 8 of the New York State Notary Public Law, which of the following actions was she required to take in response to these changes? 1. She must notify the Secretary of State of her new address and email address within 5 days of the change. 2. She must sign the notice of change with her official notarial signature. 3. She must re-register her commission immediately with the Secretary of State. 4. She must provide a formal reason for the address and email change. To help us answer this question, let's have a look at Section 182.3 found in the Notary Public License Law booklet entitled Requirements for Notaries, and subsection A states, all notaries public who wish to perform notarial acts in New York State must, subsection 8, within 5 days after a change of name, address, or email address, transmit to the Secretary of State a notice of the change signed with the notary public's official signature. So let's have a look at each statement as it applies to the law that I just read from to determine which of these actions she was required to take. 1. She must notify the Secretary of State of her new address and email address within 5 days of the change. This is what is stated in the law, and therefore we can put a check mark next to it. 2. She must sign the notice of change with her official notarial signature. This was also stated in the law that I just read from, and therefore we can put a check mark next to number 2. 3. She must re-register her commission immediately with the Secretary of State. This is not stated in the law as a requirement, and therefore we can put an X next to number 3. 4. She must provide a formal reason for the address and email change. This as well is not stated in the law, and therefore we can put an X next to number 4 as well. With this in mind, let's have a look at the 4 choices to determine the solution. Choice A states 1 and 2 only. Well, this is correct based on having check marks next to 1 and 2 above, but not 3 and 4. But before we mark this as the correct solution, and to be in the habit of looking at all 4 choices, let's have a look at choices B, C, and D. Choice B states 1, 2, and 3 only. This is incorrect because 3 is not an action she must take because it's not stated in the law, as I said before, and therefore choice B is not our solution. Choice C states 1 and 4 only. Again, 1 is a requirement, whereas 4 is not, 2 is, and 3 is not as well. In any case, 1 and 4 only is not correct, and therefore choice C is not our solution. And finally, choice D states 1, 2, and 4 only. This is incorrect because while 1 and 2 does represent what she was required to do, 3 and 4 does not, and therefore choice D is not our solution, which indeed leaves choice A, 1 and 2 only, as the correct solution.